The Republic of Congo is a very small country in Central Africa. It is often mistaken for the much larger Democratic Republic of Congo, its neighboring country. The Republic of Congo has a population of 4 million, half of which are children. In the late 90s, war ravaged this country. An exodus destroyed the economy. The innocent victims of this tragedy are the children. 54% live in extreme poverty and 13% don't live to see their 5th birthday. 1 in 3 children do not complete primary school. Thousands of children face alienation and exploitation as street children. Street girls report being raped on a regular basis, and children are put out of their homes to fend for themselves for incomprehensible reasons. There is a great need for aid in this country, and surprisingly and sadly, there is little available. There are many international organizations in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but not in the Republic of Congo.
I really enjoyed my childhood because my main concern were just playing soccer and going to school. When I come home, everything was ready. I eat, I sleep, that's it. But today, things have changed, and it breaks my heart to see so many children on the street trying to beg and trying to make a living on their own.
In the city of Pointe-Noire, there are countless children doing jobs for pennies, living on the street. They go to sleep with empty stomachs in the market area on cardboard boxes. Mwana means child.
I see a child with a big smile. A child who can eat every day, who can go to school, who can just be a child.
Grace is a girl that I met on my trip to the Congo in December 2009. I met her at the Centre Siloé with her caregivers there, the Ngomas, and she's around 9 or 10 years old. Her story is that her father died of AIDS when she was a baby, and then her mother got very sick with the disease when she was around 6 years old. And she lived alone with her mother in the village, and it was her responsibility, because there was no one else to help, to take care of her mother, who was too sick to do anything at all. So she would go out on the street, she would beg for money, she'd have to use that money to go buy food in the market for her mother at the end of the day. And she'd go home and cook for her mother and take care of her. And then when she was around 8 years old, about 2 years later, her mother died in her arms. And it was really devastating for Grace. And as her caregivers were telling me this story, there were just tears running down her face. And I just felt like I had to take her in my arms. I had to give her a hug. And I took her in my arms, and she just broke down and started sobbing. And it just made me realize how fresh her pain was, how real the pain is. Stephen is a boy I met. He's around 13, 14 years old, and he's been living on the street since he was 7.
Et toi, tu sais quoi, quel âge as-tu? 13 ans? Oh. Et pourquoi tu es dans la rue? Pardon? Ta mère est morte?
When he was telling me the story about his situation, I asked him, was there any message you'd like me to bring to the people in Canada when I go and tell them your story? And he said, I'd like them to send me a plane ticket so I could go to Canada and work, so I could send my brother money, because my little brother is suffering. He's on the street in Brazzaville, and I worry about him, and I haven't seen him for years.
Mwana is in the process of building 5 rooms on Centre Siloé's property, which will shelter 30 children. This will be the transition center for the newly arrived children waiting for entry into Mwana's village. This center will be the first phase in Mwana's project to help vulnerable children in the Congo.
We'll give them a hope in the future. Grace will live in good conditions. She's going to eat well every day, and she's going to have good health care. And she's going to go to a good school, and she's going to learn things that she's interested in learning, things that she's going to love to do when she grows up.
In Pointe-Noire, Mwana will build 3-bedroom houses in which families of 6 to 8 children will live with one woman who will be their primary caregiver.
The Ngomas are a family that really impressed me. When I went to Pointe Noire, I had heard about them. I had heard about what they were doing. People told me they literally are giving their life for these kids. And they live in this very poor area of Pointe Noire. And they live in a small house, and they have a land, and they have a half shelter on their land where they receive all these street kids at night. The street kids come in the evening and they eat there. They usually feed them rice. That's basically all they have. They share what they have, and they don't turn any kids away. And they have several children sleeping every night in this half shelter on wooden benches. Jean-Philippe's wife, Rose Ngoma, she has a little clinic that she's made. It's about the size of a closet, and she makes remedies from plants and vegetables to treat the street kids, because often street kids get diseases, they get skin problems and things like that, and so she treats them with these remedies. She's very remarkable. She's full of energy, full of joy, so loving and gentle to the kids. She's really an amazing woman.
Mwana's vision is to construct several villages. Mwana's goal is to train the local people to do what we will have done in order to make a difference in so many children's lives. The children will learn practical skills such as farming and sewing in addition to their regular lessons, which will be the key in giving them a promising future.
We want to give each one of them a chance to succeed in life. We want them to be people of integrity.
We really want to give them something where they're living in little homes with a family, with other kids, other orphans and street kids, with a woman who takes care of them, where they have a nice, normal family life where their needs are met, where they have schools in the village as well, where they get relevant education.
Mwana will give these hurting, abandoned children a hope and future.
When I sleep at night, I think about Mwana. When I wake up, I think about Mwana. How can I make this day better for those kids?
I want to keep my word. I told these kids I would help them, and I will.
There is so much joy in changing a life. So you'd like to share that joy with you. Please help Mwana helping other people.
Como nilomba kwangeni